So Seth Crawford, well, let me introduce myself. I'm Josh. I'm going to be the Crook County captain for Move Oregon Borders. And so if you guys have any questions, you guys come ask me. If I don't know the answers, I'll find it for you. But if you guys need banners, you guys need some yard signs, stickers, you guys can always come to the dealership over here, and we got everything in the garage over there. So. But Seth Crawford was supposed to be here today, but unfortunately there was some circumstances that made it where he can't be here. So the whole purpose for this meeting was just to congratulate everybody, because everybody called the county commissioners and said, hey, we want to vote. We want our voices to be heard. And there was people that didn't want it, and there was people that want it, but they all had one thing in common: they want their voices heard. And so as of now, they voted on it. May 2024, it is officially on the ballot for Move Oregon Borders. And let me read to you what it says here. So this is an advisory question that the county has put together. So their words, and their words it's really good. It says, should Crook County represent that its citizens support efforts to move the Idaho state border to include Crook County? And the summary says, the Crook County Court has placed this advisory question on the ballot to determine voter attitudes of whether your Crook County elected officials should inform state and federal officials that the people of Crook County support continued regarding, sorry, I lost my place. I copied this off the computer here. A potential relocation of Oregon Borders to include Crook County. So it's on the ballot. We'll be voting on it in May. So we're going to need a lot of help from people that are for this. We need to get the word spread out. It's going to cost quite a bit of money for us. It was free to get it on the ballot, but in order to buy banners, we need hats. We need people who want to go door to door. But for now, I'm going to invite Mike up here. He is the head honcho of this organization, and he's going to fill everybody in on what we're doing, how it started, and then at the end of it, if you guys have any questions, there's a lot of people around here with Oregon Border t-shirts on. There's one right there. You can ask them any questions that you have after the deal's over.
Hey folks, can you hear me okay? Thank you for coming out. This is a celebration. In January of 2020, we started the process of trying to get a petition for Crook County so that the people could speak out about Greater Idaho, or about the possibility of becoming part of the state of Idaho. Roadblock after roadblock, COVID, everything else took place, but it finally came about when the people of Crook County started speaking out and said, we want the opportunity to vote on the issue. Now, so far, 12 counties in Eastern Oregon have voted in favor of looking into it there. A couple of counties in Southern Oregon decided, no, we don't want to. But when we started Greater Idaho or Move Oregon's border, which is becoming Greater Idaho, in December of 2019, we weren't forcing anything on anybody. We said, we want to find out how the people of all the counties in rural Oregon think about that possibility of joining Idaho. So if a county voted down, so be it. That's their right, and that's okay. I do have a feeling, though, that we'll probably see them coming back at us and saying we want to be part of it at some point. So 12 counties have voted. Crook County is going to be number 13. Of the Eastern Oregon counties, that only leaves Umatilla and Gilliam County to vote if they want to do it. Now, the vote doesn't matter to the state legislature at all. It doesn't do any legal process or start that. But it's a definite indication that 60% of the people who voted throughout Eastern Oregon said, we want to start looking at this process with it. So in Crook County, we have, I'm really excited about it because this is one of the first counties that we wanted to focus on here. I live in Deschutes County. Deschutes County is not going to vote on it. It just won't work. I'm sorry. Our proposed border leaves Bend with Oregon. We'll take the rest with it over to our side over here. So as of today, we are launching a new program called Team Greater Idaho that is going nationwide. You folks probably don't realize this. It does cost money to do these things. None of our people are paid. We're all volunteers. But most of the donations that come into Greater Idaho come from outside Oregon and Idaho. And it blows me away when I see donations from Connecticut, from Florida, from Illinois, from Texas. And we also have donations from Mexico and from Australia that have come in. So we're taking this nationwide. Why? Because the comments we hear is people are fighting the rural-urban clash all across the United States. They want to see Oregon win. They want to see Oregon be the first one to open that door. That a possible solution to the urban-rural divide is moving the line and allowing people of like traditional values of faith, family, freedom, and self-sufficiency to come together and live together and be governed by choice. Now, one of the state representatives I talked to in person on the other side of the mountains, I asked, the state legislature does not listen to our representation over here. He stopped me right on the spot and he said, stop, Mike. He said, we hear everything that comes from your side of the mountain. We just outvote you. That's the way the West looks at eastern side of Oregon. They don't care. They're primarily concerned with what goes on, I'll say in the Portland metro area.
Come on.
There.
Yeah.
If you don't believe me, look at Measure 114. That was their idea of how to stop the violence. In U.S. World Reports, just recently came out, Idaho is ranked the 3rd best state in the nation. Oregon is ranked the 28th best state in the nation. We talk about crime and corrections. Oregon ranks 39th out of all the states. Idaho ranks 3rd out of all the states. If we look at the comparisons right down the line, there is no perfect state in the Union. There's pluses and minuses. So I'm not saying that becoming part of Idaho is a perfect state for us, but it's a heck of a lot better than what we have right now in Eastern Oregon. So if you get a chance, go to our website, greateridaho.org. If you want to be part of Team Greater Idaho, let me tell you the way it works. Team Greater Idaho, I'm asking people to donate $10 a month for 10 months. That's 2 cups of coffee if you go through one of the fancy coffee shops. $10 for 10 months. You will get initially the very first time your own 3x5 Idaho flag, and you'll get a Team Greater Idaho decal. Take the flag, put it up, take a picture of yourself with the flag, send it to us, and we're going to start posting all these flags from all over the United States where people have Idaho flags flying. And I can imagine, I've seen these t-shirts coming in pictures out of Florida. I can imagine seeing the Idaho flags everywhere with it. So join with us in this, because this is going to be a battle, and I'll guarantee you, Crook County, it's not going to be a slam dunk, because the opposition now realizes that Move Oregon's Border and Citizen for Greater Idaho is an honest-to-goodness possibility out there. It's an honest movement that's taking place. So join with me if you would. I'm number one. I signed up already for it. This is the official announcement that's going nationwide, and it's going to be in all the news medias when it comes out there, because we have hundreds of people on our press release. As a team member, when we send a press release out to all the newspapers, all the TV stations, radio, you're going to get that press release first. So you're going to see what's taking place in Eastern Oregon right now. So if you have any questions, and I know there's a ton of them out there, believe me, I'd like to have an answer for every one of the questions, like water rights, land rights, driver's licenses, whatever. Let's kick electric cars out of Eastern Oregon. Ain't gonna work out here. But a lot of those questions cannot be answered until the two parties, the Oregon legislature and the Idaho legislature, come together and say, okay, this is a possibility. Let's start looking at the details. Because if I give you an answer, it may not be what the state says when it's time for this whole thing to come about. The agreement between Oregon and Idaho is a contract, just like any contract between businesses or private parties. If it comes together, it goes back to U.S. Congress for approval. Somebody says, well, that may not happen back there. And you go, why? I said, you got a red state, you got a blue state, they both agreed to it, so how is it hurting you on it? Let it happen. It doesn't really change the number of senators. It moves one particular U.S. representative to Idaho. Let it happen with it. So part of Team Greater Idaho is building, my goal is 10,000 people in it. 10,000 people across the United States. Because when it goes to Congress, I want 10,000 telephone calls, messages, or letters going to the U.S. Congress about it, in favor of it. And you say, well, 10,000 is a large number. Folks, prior to January 6th, when the Capitol issue hit, the U.S. Capitol, we had 12,000 people on our Facebook page. Facebook said, Move Oregon's Border is an insurrectionist group, and they killed it. No warning, no nothing. We lost every one of those contacts with it. So if we had 12,000 people on that, what to say we can have 10,000 or more across the United States? So my hope is to put a scale on our website, and you can watch the numbers build as more and more people join Team Greater Idaho. So Josh, thank you very much. Congratulations to the people of Crook County who pushed hard to get the opportunity, whether you agree or disagree with it, to get it on the ballot. Let's let the people vote and speak. Thank you.
I'm going to introduce Sam Palmer. He's going to come up and speak about the importance of legislators.
Good afternoon, everybody. My name's Sam Palmer. I'm a former Grant County Commissioner. I couldn't run for my commission seat again when I ran for the United States Senate against Ron Wyden to help make us have a better state and a stronger nation. As a county commissioner, though, I spent a lot of time talking to our representatives. I'm in House District 60 with Representative Mark Owens, and I'm in Senate District 30 with Senator Lynn Finley. As a commissioner, when I ran, one of the important things that I talked about, and one of the platforms that I ran on, was the fact that you have to listen to the people that put you in office. And sometimes that conflicts what your personal beliefs are. But you weren't put into office to push your personal agenda. You were put in office to run, to advocate for the people that put you there. So I was asked to speak to that issue today. And the issue is the legislators need to listen to the people that put them in office. Now, as Mike said, 12 counties have already voted this movement in. Whether your representative or whether your Senate position holder agrees with that or not, That's their job, to listen to you, listen to us, and listen to the people. What Mike said that I heard was very important was that when he talked to one of the Democratic legislators, they hear you, but they outvote you. And when I talk to my legislators on the Republican side of the aisle, they often say they don't listen to us. The people that I talk to otherwise say they don't listen to us. The legislators just in the urban-rural divide have an agenda and do what they want. What brought that home to me was I was talking to now Senator Daniel Bonham when he was in the House of Representatives, who sat on a committee, and I don't remember which one it was. But he said he went into his committee assignment, and the Democrats said, we don't need you here, Daniel. And he said, well, I'm on the committee and I'm here to represent it. They said, we don't care that you're here, and we don't care what you have to say, because we have the votes to pass the legislation, and you're just going to waste our time. That's a representation you're getting in Salem right now, and it's not right.
Come on.
Our voices, although they may be heard, they are ignored, and it's time to change that. You have to talk to your legislators. You have to talk to your county commissioners. You have to talk to your city councilors, your mayors, and get them on board with what you want. And Mike, my hat's off to you, because you said something that's also very important to me, is the fact that you may want it or you may not want it. Our system is to get it on the ballot and get your voice heard, and that's what's the most important part of this. Thank you.
Amen.
All right, so we're going to close. We just want to thank again everybody for coming. If you guys have any questions, there is a booth back there. You can go back and ask any questions you want to ask. There's a lot of people around here that can answer all your questions. We do have a Facebook page. It's Crook County, Move Oregon Borders, I think. Something like that. She's looking it up. So, and then I also post on Prime Bill information. And so one of the things that we're also going to try and do is we're also going to try to put together like a business owners group where we can meet, and a team that we can get together once a month and just have just a few short meetings just to kind of see what's going on with the county, make sure that we keep everybody up to date with what's happening, do small events like this maybe every couple of months or quarterly, and just get people excited and on board. What is it? It's a Greater Idaho Movement Crook County. And then I also post on Prineville information. So, but join the Idaho one, because that one I'll post on first. All right, thank you again everybody for coming. Have a good day.